Chogyal contribute general quality 같은 도 I'll just start in the okay. Okay, okay. Come.
Essay competition organized by the Chogyal Trust to all the monks of Sikkim, and regarding the essay competition and how it went and some details, I would request the secretary ecclesiastical to say a few words, because without their help this would not have been possible. We also thank them very much.
Look ning ada Denjong pal Chogyal Chenpo kuto sumchupa Chenpo chok kasar hange thamche. Ladies and gentlemen, Kuzangbo Khamri Namaste. I would like to share with you all in brief some information regarding the essay writing competition. The competition was conceptualized by none other than His Majesty the 13th Myong Denjong Chogyal Wanchu Namgyal. On 7 December 2022, the respected members of the Chogyal Trust came to the ecclesiastical department requesting for logistic support for conducting an essay competition amongst Sikkimese monks as part of the Myong Chogyal Chenpo Palan Dhendup Namgyal Centennial celebration. The reason for our department being involved is because our department looks after the welfare of the monks' body and the monasteries in Sikkim and Darjeeling. Hence, the major pool of potential participants. Besides, we have the services of knowledgeable people in the persons of our research officer, Dr. Ishe Wangchuk, and Senior Gendrong, Mr. Sring Thendop, who gave their all to organize this event. During the initial meeting, information, details, and the concept received from the 13 Chogyal Chenpo Chogyal Wanchu Namgyal was discussed in detail. A committee consisting of the Chogyal Trust and officers of the ecclesiastical department was formed to carry forward the Chogyal's instruction. Accordingly, a formal meeting was held on 20th December 2022 in the ecclesiastical department to chalk out a plan on how to successfully conduct this unique proposal, how to minimize bias and outside influence, and provide a level playing field. After detailed discussion on the matter, the committee decided that the competition should be divided into 3 sections, and the topics for each section would be decided commensurate to the level of the concerned participants. The committee also decided that the topic of the competition would remain as proposed by Chogyal Chenpo, as they were very relevant to today's scenario. The committee also discussed and suggested a panel of names of prominent persons having knowledge in Buddhism, especially in the Denjong contest, and to perform the role of judge and examiner. So we requested His Eminence Tulku Pema Khando, Enche Monastery for category A, and Mr. Sonam Gyaso Dokhampa, retired Additional Director Ecclesiastical Department for category B and C, who graciously accepted to undertake the task. The competition was widely advertised, circulated on the print and social media seeking participation. However, the number of participants was not very encouraging. The essay competition was divided into 3 categories, A, B and C. Category A was for Khempos, professors and Udor Chosums. The topic for category A was, what is the reason for the deterioration of Buddhism and monasteries in general, especially in Denjong, and what is to be done to ensure that they flourish? That was for category A. For category B, which consisted of Lopens, all the Lovens and passed out students from the Sheda. The topic was, what was the significance of the arrival of Najor Cheji in Denjong and its relevance today and for the future? And for category C, the Sheda students who are presently undergoing studies, the topic was, what is the importance of Guru Beyul Denjong and its relevance today and for the future? In category A, we had 6 participants. In category B, we had 6 participants. And in category C, we had only 1. Not that he ran alone and came first, but the judge was of the opinion that the essay he has submitted was of such good quality that he be granted first position. So for the C category, there's only 1 essay, but he is being nominated for first. So that is the basic outline of the essay competition, and more detail about the awards and who have won would like to request the trust or Yap Yanjung to come and
So category A, first prize to Mr. Thutten Paljang Bhutia.
No, no. Today I have to give this one.
Second prize category A, Wangden Sherpa.
Category
A. Second prize, Wangden Sherpa. Then third prize, Dr. Jigbi Wongchuk Bhutia. So the other participants are Dr. Dunge Bhutia. Mr. Tashi Sering Bhutia.
Tashi Sering Lepcha.
Tashi Sering Lepcha. Tashi Sering Lepcha. Mr. Karma Wongyel Bhutia.
That's it.
Category B. First, Dr. Ugen Lobzang Sherpa. Category B, second prize, Dawat Siring Lepchal.
Dawat Siring Lepchal.
Oh. Third prize, Ishe Dorje Bhutia. Pema Lenduk, Mr. Pema Lenduk. Karma Sonam Bhutia.
Trying to get the monk body to think about the problems that the Sikkimese monasteries face overall in their standard of education, their discipline. I have thought to put forward these titles for an essay competition so that Khenpo's lobbyers as well as student monks in the Sheda would have an opportunity to do some research over the 5 months prior to today and bring out problems that monasteries face today and suggest means in which they should be improved. We also say that Denjong is one of the most important of Guru Rinpoche's benes, and so there is a very significant reason behind that, and I wanted our Khenpos, Lobens, as well as the students to do their own research and to articulate why this is so, because many Sikkimese go around saying that they are born in Bayu Demojong and as though they've done something really great. But it's not a question of just being born here. There is a great deal of benefit to Buddhism and especially to the Sangha Gichu that Guru Rinpoche has envisaged for Sikkim. And that is the reason why Denjong is supposed to be the most important of Guru Rinpoche's benes. Not because that maybe the rocks or the trees or the rivers are important or sacred. It's what is yet to come. There is prediction by Guru Rinpoche that at a time when the Buddhism that he established in central the Himalayan region, when it deteriorates and declines, that it will be benes such as Denjong where it will resurface and revive and spread again. So that is a very important, perhaps the most important reason in the Buddhist context for why Bayu Demojong is so important. But in order to have that type of revival, we must be prepared with monasteries that function properly, monks that have proper discipline, education, and serious meditation practice. So I think you've been through the exhibition today on the Sikkim history. We would appear to have had roughly a century of wars in the initial stages from the Paro region of Bhutan, but for the most part the Gorkha invasions from present-day Nepal. And in that 100 years, all life was disrupted in Sikkim, including the monasteries, because since the invaders were much superior in numbers, every available male had to go to war, and that did not exclude the monasteries and monks, and therefore that is the reason why all the tradition of learning and education and monasteries totally collapsed at this stage. So you might remember in the exhibit sometime maybe during the 4th Chogyal's reign that the famous Dzogchen master Jitu Mingyur Pedwe, who was the daughter of Miling Teda Lingpa, the famous Lama, she came to Pemi Yangtze to pass on the Wang and Lung and Tika of Latui Namka Jigmi's Rigzi Sodu, because she was the lineage holder. And when she came to Pemi Yangtze, the monks, the senior monks told her that from Latui's time until then, no female had, let alone go in the monastery, no female had even stepped foot inside the compound. And Jitu Mingyur Pedwe, with her status as a famous Dzogchen Lama, should actually have no problems in going into the monastery. But in order to encourage such a strict observance of vows, she decided not to enter the monastery. And if you go to Pemi Yangtze just now, just above the road, there's a flat area in which there's a rectangular rock on which the seating was arranged for her to give the teachings. So she did not. This is just to illustrate how strictly our monks followed their vows and discipline and had proper learning and had exemplary practice. But in the wars over the next 100 years or so, everything was declined. So, and we never recovered since then because we never had lamas like Lachun Chenpo thereafter to help revive this. But again, as you've seen in the exhibit, two Chogyals, Chogyal Sikyon Tuku and Chogyal Tashinamje, both tried to reform the monasteries by bringing out a chai, which are rules and regulations that would govern how a monastery functions. In those chais, they mandate having vows, they encourage having education and meditation practice, and to have proper accounting and everything that's required for proper running of a monastery. But unfortunately, in both those instances, these chais were ignored because all our monasteries, the monks from the most senior down, were all married, and so this did not go down well with them. So in keeping with what Chogyal Sikyon Tuku and Chogyal Tashinamje tried to do, but were not able to because of the negative circumstances that exist in our monasteries, with the advice of Chatter Rumbachi, we have established the Lakta in the Tuklakang, Sheda and Taksi, and we have 4 Dubdas, in which Chatter Rumbachi used to come annually for a number of years to give the teachings. So this is another way we're able at this time to try and improve the monasteries by educating the monks, and but we face this problem still, that in all these monasteries throughout Sikkim, they are still controlled by married monks who don't live in the monastery. They live in the villages, but still they keep control. And because of the bad example, a lot of our younger monks are also getting married and going for government jobs or doing business and so on. So we have a very difficult problem to get to grips with. But we hope now that this COVID is over, we hope that with the new tashas that have been built in the Tsuglakang area, we will expand the number of monks from, I think presently it may be around 85 or so. We definitely want to reach the target of 200 or maybe 250 monks. The capacity, I think, maybe is more like 300 or 350, but we will aim for that for the time being. The Sheda capacity probably is more like 250, but at the moment there's only 45 or so. But we are looking to now increase, boost all the numbers, so that once monks leave our educational institutions, that they will know how to live a noble vocation as prescribed by the Buddha, and benefit their own monasteries' revival and revival of Buddhism in Sikkim itself. But in that front line, there has to be the Khenpos and the Lobes and the students who are in the monks' college just now. And that's the reason why I came up with this idea for this essay competition, to bring out this subject and to make the younger monks focus on what is their responsibility in the future. So that's the whole concept of having this essay competition. Anyway, thank you all for coming, and we look forward to seeing you again. By the way, this exhibition is going to be open
until Sakadawa.
Until Sakadawa. So, yeah, it's going to be open until Sakadawa, and the idea is maybe that we will have a permanent exhibition.
I thought it was permanent.
It is permanent,
but
we don't have yet the facilities to.
We have to set up the management system, you know. So that has to be.
But for the whole month.
For
the next 2
immediately,
weeks.
every day, 2 weeks, every day, even Saturday, Sunday, from 10 to 4, until Sakadawa, 4th of June.
And for school kids, if they want to come, if schools
So if you have friends and relations who have not come today, you can tell them that at leisure they can come, maybe with younger children to look at the exhibit. A special thank you for Anna.
Yes.
I think there's some refreshments.
And Mr. Kieran Rasili's posters.
Oh yes, yes. Mr. Rasai, please come here. Please come here. Please come here. Where's your poster?
This.
Yeah, bring it. Okay. Mr. Kiran Rasili has come up with a way of contributing to today's event, and if you'll just take for 1 minute.
Jojo, open it.
Is this it?
Yes, is that?
Okay. Here.
Yeah.
So Mr. Kiran Rasili has thought of this project, and we'll let him explain this.
You were the initiator.
So will you say what this is about?
Yes. It's printed in one of the best press in India, Thompson Press, many of you know. And it is out of the oil painting done by my friend in Maharashtra, Mr. Maro Sakale. Actually, I commissioned 2 or 3 more artists from Kerala and even from Orissa, but they couldn't do very well. But he has excellent job. So we have made print out of it, about 1,000 at the moment, and we are distributing 1 to each, and hoping that whatever you feel like you can donate, and the whole donation goes to Chogyal Trust for the benefit of the lamas.
Can we buy it?
What Mr. Rasili is saying, he has printed all these photographs, posters, and anyone can take a photograph, a poster, but they can also, in lieu also of, instead of buying it from him, you can donate whatever you wish towards the Chogyal Trust.
So more copies available if you.
Yes.
At the moment, how many are there?
1,000
No, but where can you buy it?
Already?
Already they're coming on the way.
We will keep it at
Just now?
trust office.
Just now,
Just
how
now,
many?
I've
You contact us, we can give it from there.
So just now there are 100 copies, but 1,000 is on the way.
On the way. And all will be given to the trust.
Okay. So it'll be with the trust, and if anyone wants to have a copy, they can come and claim it, but they can also decide to contribute something towards the Chogyal Trust.
Whatever they feel like.
That's an excellent idea, Mr. Kiran.
If I may, Mr. Kiran Rasili is the first one who started the Chogyal Centennial talk in Rendezvous 4 years ago. Before that, there was nothing. It started in a very small way, but it's grown and grown. So we must acknowledge his
Mr.
great
Kiran,
contribution.
Mr. Kiran Rasili is the first one to have started celebrating Chogyal Tashinamgya's birthday. But for the centennial celebrations, he's come and joined in every event he's been helping.
Kanal waktu the palace na sugum themana sin tuge nangsha Chogyal gi sipuna nangsha di parkam choge de pele dala na chi limsa ati chok pai tanga chanale lokte hote taring palace na onde gi shapti pya first taring day nangsha ngachi gi ningi thopa kaim de program de exhibitions museum gi history gi related udinyam chira prize distribution ge mele khungdi nana bo essay competitions category sum nangshadi finally I got first category digasa de ge thamche kabolo thuji chi te odi myong tenga ta na gem pana cha digdi na le tep ni sum chi thapche sap odi shu bakti ki tanga na le tarim loktara back to the te tanga thamche gam thuji chi program dikhalo duge mo NIT na lai lap chu duge te sa NIT na ringa macha chama chu te ma to be ati to the final tanga chanale palace le gom shu do yi te lenge thamje kampolo palace ki trustee dini achi ki tenjung pale tendum nam gel ki birthday celebration committee chokpa thamje kampolo thuji chi de be ati ki achi ki ongki shemba ti chu ongki kaim ti chu la kokap na wodel khamen chi thuji chi to sera ta kan ke bu chi achi shuji te odi person tanga chanale di doctor mau panang sala dera mothi tik na vere ba bomba jackson de tanga chanale gom shushi je kampolo thuji tata na lab develop ten jagi mona chetin sap kap saki gate gidin ka odi tha pura museum thani ona opening bhewe te lenge chu museum di saga dawa sathi di khol jakona shelo je hi ni di museum di naksha di mangchi di denchong history di chu ke ja ke history ki tab na pe ge naksha ni aji lu cha chi di naksha museum naksha ni
सारा सँगै पढेको हामी सँगै
ए ल हिँगला
पुछौँमा त्यहाँ मलाई पाल्दैन
खान्दैन
ए हामी सँगै पढेको नि
कुन चाहिँ
ताफङ स्कुल
ए
ताफङ स्कुल भन्थे पहिला ताफङ भन्दैन कि कहाँको ठाउँ भन्छ नि
यो ले to चलो दम दीदी कायम सा चलो अब सका दो साथे खुला थे चलो हिस्ट्री में यहाँ जी डेंजर छे ना
माथि होला लुक्सामा
अदी टेस्टिंग में पे टेस्टिंग में भुटान करिसो दे देश पे आती है प्रोग्राम दे दस्तो के तनाले गमसे tham che kampolo